Hey everybody, good day. Well, I'm just here now for the live chat. Looks good. I'm just looking at my new webcam. It's up on the monitor, which I wanted to kind of look at changing, but right now I'm going to look at making some adjustments for it. But so far, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, if everything's good. So far, I don't have anybody in the chat room, so we will wait. Today, we'll see how busy I can get with this channel. I know the live stream might be on a slow trajectory to build up a core audience. So, I'm going to be maintaining, shorter live streams until, it can be built up based on the success of the channel. So that's basically what the objective is. So, today it might be a half an hour if only one or two people. If it's less than that, again, I'm gonna fulfill the full half hour. Usually they're about an hour long, but again, we'll use our discretion uh, on this channel anyway. So welcome to the channel. If you're going to be watching this after the live show is over, welcome to Soupy Socks Enduro. It's a great little channel that I'm trying to grow. You're going to see a better background. You're going to see better investments with the channel, and then go from there. But tonight's episode is about dirt bikes, and obviously, I have my dream bike, which is the 2023 Husqvarna TE250. Still doing good. Of course, I haven't put in many hours on it due to the fact that I just haven't been able to ride it as much as I'd like. However, that's going to be changing. Like I said, I'm heavily investing into the channel and into the brand, and so that's kind of where we're at. I do want to give Lethbridge Honda shout out. I was over there talking with the guys, and we're talking about boot maintenance, chemicals, just basically some apparel topics, and they were very good to me, and they threw me a hat to support their local business. So definitely more than pleased to give them a supporter shout out. So yeah, guys. Before we go into the dirt bike conversation, I want to kind of go with the fact of where things are. I'm looking at getting decals done. Now the decals are done. I'm just waiting for them to be shipped. Working on T-shirts. They should be going to print this week. I've got the business cards. They're ready for pickup. And then I've got a motorcycle show to attend in Calgary, Alberta. This Saturday I'm going to go. So that's going to be kind of where I'm at with the with a couple of bit of housekeeping. Um, those that know the channel has gotten a schedule. That's one of the things that YouTube recommends to try to get your algorithm out to get a concrete base that they can rely on updated what's it called that they can rely on updated content, regular content. So Tuesdays at 6 we're doing the live. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, we're gonna do basically the shorts on the YouTube. I'm gonna try to hit at least one regular video, whether it be a ride video or a like a motor vlog video or a product how to that includes the boots. So that's kind of where we're at with this one here. If you are joining the channel, just say hello so I know who's here and we can have a little chat. But once we are going on with that, Instagram is just going to be 3 days a week, which is going to be uploading on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Same with the shorts on YouTube. And then I usually have a daily post, repost on Facebook, nothing too crazy. Sometimes it will post more topics than not. So other than that, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. So we've got a couple things going there, but as for bikes for 2025 or 26, so you can tell it's January because they're still referring to the new year as 2026. Those there are going to be, what my bike of choice would be. I love my 250, no doubt about it. But if I were to get a second bike, a backup bike, I would seriously look at the Yamaha 125X two-stroke or the Suzuki RMZ 250 four-stroke. I like those two bikes totally. If I had to get rid of mine and upgrade the Husqvarna, I look at a 150 Enduro or a 125. Again, I'm a small bore fan. I'm kind of a little bit of a fanboy when it comes to the smaller displacement bikes. They have their challenges like everything else. I just like the way they feel. I like the way they fit. I like the way they, perform out on the trail. And, that's kind of why I'm just kind of gravitating to those. So those are basically what I'm looking for in a dirt bike. Again, I'm not an expert, so I can't really go in and talk about suspension valving, tuning, different types of tires. I'm more of the recreational sport type of enjoyment rather than technical expert or any expert that has riding, not abilities. Well, that's a lack of that, but anything with a lack of riding experience to really, have these deep discussions where they're meaningful to new riders or other riders. So for me, it's just basically what I like and what I've been comfortable with. The Husqvarna has been a great bike. It's got the electric start, it's got the enduro suspension, got the headlight. Would not trade it for the world. This is my forever bike. I'm just saying, if I had to buy a backup bike, what would that be? It would be one of those, like I said, a Suzuki, or even another Husqvarna, or the YZ125X. I like the simplicity of the bike. I think that's what gets me to be attracted to it. It's back to basics. Now, there's some drawbacks to that. Technology has changed. Power band has changed. The way people ride and push their unit through the woods, those things, have really captured the market, where the industry has really took the technology, implanted it, and then it grew into something great. However, I do like that back to basic bike. So that's kind of where I would kind of go with it. Again, price point with the RMZ 250, I have not priced them out. I think the YZ 250, they're pricing them out around 8,000, I would say, in that neighborhood. I think the RM Z 250 four stroke is in that neighborhood. And of course, with the Husqvarna and the Austria brands, you're going to see a little bit north of the $10,000 mark. So there is kind of a definite spread. I'm not looking at buying a bike. If time is on my side, then I will, entertain it down the road. Right now, just to keep my bike in good running condition, and basically it's repairs and maintenance. I'm not looking at any major additions. I might do a couple of little things if I see them in the showroom or I come across them on social media. We'll see what happens when it comes to that. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I never owned a Yamaha, but they've captured the market still. They're a heavy player in the Japanese world, where they're two-stroke deep. They've got the track and the trail type of bikes, so they are really putting money into the sport. They're great handling. They've got good suspension. Of course, where they could see improvements would probably bump them up on the price point, and that would be electric start, fuel injection, and different, maybe some different suspension upgrades and wheels and tires. But because they kept it to a lower spec, more traditional, conventional dirt bike, you're saving that kind of differential in pricing, but you're also giving up some convenience and technological advancements that may be, more enjoyable for the rider when they're out there. I'm just not at that level yet to notice the difference. Kickstart is going to be an issue if you're in some areas that are not exactly easy, and starting it's a lot harder. Where when we put ourselves into something different, then that's going to be a lot better. So as far as the Suzuki one, it's definitely not an enduro bike. It's definitely motocross spec, which I would maybe push myself and try a couple tracks. Sorry about that, talking and dry air here in the wintertime. But anyway, so the track bike may not be the greatest in enduro world, but it is a four-stroke. You're going to have a little bit more low end power, maybe a bit more usable power band, and you can take it to the track. So those are the kind of the two things. I'm always a Suzuki lover. Definitely miss my RM 250. I was building that into the enduro bike. I had the Bark Busters. I had the skid plate. I was going to install the sprockets upgrade, so they'd be a little bit better for the, I guess, the gearing. That would help aid that, and I was ready to put in a flywheel weight. Unfortunately, it never got to that part when it started to look at some of the mechanical. The aesthetics of an enduro bike ready, but when I went to the mechanical, the bike got stolen, and I wasn't able to, to fulfill that, dream of mine. And the bike has not been recovered. It's probably on some ranch somewhere, or they scratched out the VIN number and put another one on. Who knows? Or they chopped it up in a million pieces and out it goes. So I don't think I'm going to get it back. It's been 5 years now, 4 years, and the bike's gone. So I do definitely take a lot more precautions with the Husqvarna in terms of not leaving it in the back of the truck, using better locks, and a higher quality cable. That's where they did steal the bike, was in the lock. They just cut it. It was it was a decent lock, but when you want something, that's when you basically have to look at the reality of it. So that's kind of where we're at with it. But no, other than that, when you look at dirt bikes and the new ones, I'm not sure how they price out in the States with the tariffs. I know when I did an AI Google search, I said, have dirt bikes gone up in price? Their AI is saying yes. The fact of the matter is the bikes that aren't built there, they're seeing an increase in the price, but a lot of parts are built all over the world. And so you're going to see a lot more cost, not a lot more, but a significant amount more in cost in terms of buying parts and putting the bike together. Here in Canada, I haven't really noticed anything. I haven't really done any research. We're not tariffing anything other than our agreements with other countries. So in that respect, Canada as a whole is more stable than I've been noticing. Things change in the future. Well, then I guess this hobby just gets more expensive. It'll knock some buyers out, or they go to a used bike at that point in time, and the newer products aren't going to be out as much as possible. But so far with the Yamaha and the Suzuki, those are Japanese built bikes as far as I know. I haven't really gone into the deep dive of where they come from. I'm just assuming that the US does not build any dirt bikes as far as I'm concerned. I think the only thing that I know that they build in the States is, definitely Polaris brand stuff. I'm not sure if Honda does any bike lines, or, but that'll be where their prices come in when it comes into stuff like that. So I'm looking at, in terms of, the actual bike itself when it lands, and then you purchase it, what it's going to be like. So yeah, so I guess like I said, when I looked at it, I've noticed a few wise. I haven't really gone to too many retailers. I went to Lethbridge Honda, and they do have. I haven't seen the any Suzuki's. I know there's a Suzuki dealer. I'll have to kind of look at it and ask them, if they are getting any bikes this year, or the motocross versions. I think there's a couple other dealers. I'm going to go to the motorcycle show this week, so I should see those ones there. I do anticipate doing it. I will be doing a vlog on those new bikes. We're going to do a walk around on the YZ125X. We'll take a look at it. We'll talk to some retailers. We'll see what changes that they made. I think they're just more tuning changes rather than a new platform change. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at the Suzuki, the RMZ 250 four-stroke. Talk to them again. Suzuki is very conservative when it comes to the off-road world, and so that's kind of where we're at with it. So we'll just see what they do, and then we'll look at the other bikes. Maybe there's a bunch. There's Rezeju. There's a bunch of new manufacturers coming out, so we're going to check some of those bikes out at the show. If they do have any Canadian content dealers, we'll talk a little bit about industry insiders, and we'll take a look at the aftermarket world, what you can get from your bike, what type of aftermarket equipment is available to enhance the experience. And then we can also look at, any other tips and tricks and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. I'm just going to go by myself. I'm just going to hit up to Calgary, spend the day there, see if I can meet anybody, and then go from there and enjoy the rest of the day and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at when it comes to the dirt bike world. But as far as the bikes go, this year is going to be keeping mine up and running. I'd like to do some rides. I know the weather here, it's kind of a roller coaster ride. So if we get a few days of a really nice day, maybe I'll throw the helmet on and do a moto vlog with it. Um, Definitely want to check out the Whiskey Gap Trail. Got a bunch of guys that want to come with me. I don't know if I'm going to do it on the bike first or use my ATV, just kind of scout the area to see what really it is, see if there's any major hazards. I just think ATV is just a little bit easier as a reconnaissance vehicle to kind of look at, how far I can go in some obstacles versus the bike. If I run into problems by myself, then it can be a little bit of a hazard. So, but we're just past the 16-minute mark. There's nobody in here. It's pretty quiet, which is normal. Like I said, I'm just trying to get an idea of when the best time to do a live video. It may change. Right now, it's on the experimental view. I know a few of the people who run automotive channels. They go around the Tuesday at this time. So I thought that would be a good idea. However, in retrospect, it might not be because people are still coming home from work. They're just getting in. It's just too earlier, and they might want to do a little bit of a later time, or maybe on a weekend in the morning or something like that. So we'll play around with it. I'll kind of go on the AI portion of it and look at going from adjusting the timing and stuff like that to put it in. Except this is just consistency, and I gotta sneeze. Cut. The benefits of doing a live video, but because there's nobody here, guys, and this will just be me yapping around. There's not really much point to going on. I'm gonna cut it off at the 20-minute mark, which is in about 3 minutes, a little less than 3 minutes. If there's other people running a little bit late after that, that's basically it. So my idea was to do like a live vlog with my supporters and fans, which really appreciated coming in and doing between a half an hour and 1 hour sessions. Of course, if I was a bigger player and I had more supporters, you could probably go on minimum 1 hour chatting, but that is not the case. I'm going to tune it up a bit, adjust the timing and adjust everything. So far I got the camera, which I do like. I'm going to see if I can adjust it more in an area where I can kind of keep an eye on the screen. I'm going to play with the screen, see when I bring in people, if I'm going to do a vlog with somebody. Those are things are going to be playing with, but hopefully everybody can hear. If you're watching this, I guess I'll figure it out later when I get there to see if it works well, and then any adjustments that I make. But so far I'm pretty happy with the camera. It looks good. It looks pretty sharp, and go from there. So, but yeah, guys. Well, I hope everybody's doing good. Drop in a comment what bike you guys would buy if you had to get a second bike, or if you're looking to replace your bike. See what you've got for, what you're looking at, and chat why that is. And maybe actually you're going to pull the trigger and grab one this year. That'll be great. So anyway, guys, it's hitting up the 20-minute mark now. I'm going to go. This will be up. I'll keep this live channel as a thumbnail in the bottom there. And we can just, do it. Let me know also in the comments what time you would suggest if you do watch this later on, if it's good for you, if you're into this, if you do want to, experiment with a little bit of time changes. I am open for that. Of course, if I go on contract with my business or whatever, sometimes the live chat won't be able to go in. Right now, I'm just looking for consistency with the channel and to building up the community. It does take time. This YouTube is not exactly, a red carpet. Some people are luckier than others, and some have to work harder at it than others. So, but anyway, guys, hope you're all doing good. I will call it a day, and you guys enjoy your rest of your evening or day whenever you're watching this. And guys, Enjoy yourself and stay soupy.